Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and with the NBA offseason here, it's time to talk trade rumors. And on today's show, we're going to react to an article from Yahoo Sports that I have linked in the description of this video if you want to go check that out in totality. They put together 3 trades that would get the New York Knicks over the top. I think 2 of them would. The last one we're going to talk about, I think, is an absolute joke, and it would make the New York Knicks a worse team, but I can't wait to talk about it. We do know that the New York Knicks are going to be aggressive this offseason. That's at least what Shams Charania, NBA insider for ESPN, had to say on Monday. He said he expects the Knicks to be aggressive, and he thinks Leon Rose could go out and try to find a landmark player to add to this roster. And I agree with that sentiment. I think the Knicks know that the time is now to continue to try to add to this roster and put together a team that they think can hoist a trophy and put a banner in the rafters at Madison Square Garden. The East is wide open. Boston's dealing with an injury to Jason Tatum, TBD on when he could play. And you were just in the Eastern Conference Finals, 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. We're trying to get back there, and we're trying to advance to the next stage. And Leon knows there might be a move, or maybe only a move or 2 that needs to be made for that to happen. So let's start with trade idea number 1 from Yahoo Sports. And this one has the New York Knicks acquiring Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak has not necessarily requested a trade from the Milwaukee Bucks, but he's hinted at it. Rumors have suggested that he may want out, and if he does, the New York Knicks, in my opinion, should do whatever it takes to get it done. Giannis is 30 years old. He is just stepping into the prime of who he is as an NBA player, and I think without a doubt he is the second best player in the league. This would be the trade package that Yahoo Sports thinks would get it done. Karl-Anthony Towns going to Milwaukee alongside Tyler Kolek. They would trade that 2026 first-round pick that they have via the Washington Wizards, which is protected, and then they would tag along 2 first-round pick swaps, one in 2026 and one in 2030. Look, if Giannis is on the trade block and Milwaukee is actually thinking seriously about trading him, you pick up the phone and you don't hang up the phone until they block your number. Giannis is special. Giannis is someone that would transcend this New York Knicks team, and I think it would make them the favorite in the Eastern Conference, even if a guy like Jason Tatum is healthy. We all remember what Giannis did in the playoffs when he won the NBA Finals and he scored 50 points in a closeout game. And I honestly think Giannis has become a little bit underrated because he hasn't got out of the first round in the last 3 years due to injuries to himself and injuries to the roster. But the guy is a walking 30-point, 12-rebound guy with 5 assists on 55+% from the field. He's special. He's elite. He's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. He's arguably the best player of this generation. And if you could pair him with Jalen Brunson, that would be awesome. But I truly do believe that Leon Rose would do everything in his power to form a big 3 of Brunson, Giannis, and Cat. And I think that would actually be the best case scenario for the New York Knicks. When Giannis has had his most success, it's playing alongside a center that can stretch the floor. A guy like Brook Lopez. Or maybe Giannis plays that small ball 5 and you have a 4 like Bobby Portis. And if you could put together a big 3 of Giannis, Cat, and Brunson, you'd be the best team in the NBA. The question is, how do you get that done? In regards to the trade that we showed you where the Knicks would be acquiring Giannis Antetokounmpo for Cat as well as Tyler Kolek and a couple of picks, another move would need to be made. Is your starting lineup going to be Giannis with OG, Bridges, Mitchell Robinson, and Jalen Brunson? There's simply just not enough shooting on that team. I don't think that would work out. So if you do execute this trade, I think there would be a couple more moves that need to be done. But if this is what it takes to get the deal done, I'm accepting the deal, and then I'm going to continue to try to find a way to best build that roster, because if you have a roster that features Jalen Brunson and Giannis, you're going to be excited and you're going to be in contention, and you could figure out the complementary pieces to support those 2 guys and get the best out of them. Giannis is special. Brunson is special. It'd be the best duo in the NBA. And I think that they could be a duo that could not bring you a championship, but championships to New York. Giannis is my number one player I want this year, as I'm sure every content creator has said for their own team. Yeah, I want him on the Knicks. And there's not really a trade I would say no to as long as I still have Jalen Brunson on this team. Trade idea number 2 from Yahoo Sports. This one, a 3-team deal. Let's get sticky with it. The New York Knicks, they acquire Kevin Durant and Richaun Holmes, the center. The Suns receive Karl Anthony Towns and a Knicks first-round pick swap in 2030, while the Washington Wizards receive Miles McBride, Josh Hart, and they get their own 2026 first-round pick back from the New York Knicks. So the Knicks essentially get Durant and Holmes by giving up Towns, a first-round pick swap, McBride, Hart, and a first, while the Wizards acquire Miles McBride, Josh Hart, get their first back for Richaun Holmes, and the Suns acquire a first and Karl Anthony Towns. This trade is something. I'll just say that. We'll circle back. We got an update on Kevin Durant this morning, and let's dive into it. A timeline seems to be on the horizon now, as Kevin Durant is expected to be traded before the 2025 NBA draft per John Gambadoro, who covers the NBA, and Matt Moore saying this on KD Trade Talks. The Suns have indicated to teams that center is at a premium for them in any Kevin Durant talks. He might stick around, but their biggest interest is solving the center position, which has been a disaster since moving on from DeAndre Ayton. I can tell you this right now. If the Knicks offered Karl Anthony Towns for Kevin Durant, the Phoenix Suns would accept that in a heartbeat. Question is, I'm not doing that. Not trading a 29-year-old Karl Anthony Towns for a 37-year-old Kevin Durant, while also having to give up Josh Hart and Miles McBride and a first-round pick and a first-round pick swap. Like, Kevin Durant is great. He is still great at this point. Like, there's a reason he's being paid $54 million, and that's the number the Knicks would have to get to. So maybe you get creative with Bridges and Mitchell Robinson if they're looking for a trade in that regards. But don't get it twisted. If you were just to pick up and drop Kevin Durant in this lineup, and yeah, Brunson and KD, it's not quite the duo of Brunson and Giannis, but that'd be sick. Yeah, Kevin Durant's first ballot Hall of Famer. He's one of the best pure scorers we have ever seen, and I've always been a big fan of his, even though he continues to make fun of the New York Knicks. The guy averages 26, played in 62 games this year, 75 last year, but I'm just not really willing and motivated to trade a lot of picks. Well, not a lot of picks. You don't have a lot of picks, thanks to the Brooklyn Nets absolutely fleecing the New York Knicks for Mikal Bridges. But I'm not willing to trade the picks that I have left and the role players of Deuce McBride and Josh Hart to go get Kevin Durant while also having to give up Karl Anthony Towns. I'm not saying no to a Kevin Durant trade, but that trade in specific doesn't make too much sense to me. If there's a way to get it done, absolutely. I think KD and Brunson would be one of the best scoring duos in the NBA. Ideally, I'd like to keep Josh Hart and Miles McBride in a deal like that. Or maybe I'd like to keep Kevin Durant and we send Mikal Bridges back to Phoenix alongside Mitchell Robinson. Then you have Towns, KD, and Brunson. I don't know. It's day 3 of the offseason. I'm still thinking. I'm still searching. I'm still trying to find ideas. But I'm not a big fan of this one. But I am interested in Kevin Durant. And we know the New York Knicks checked in on Kevin Durant at the trade deadline. We told you that. You guys called it clickbait. But, yeah, we were vindicated on that one. Trade idea number 3. Not a lot to say about this one because it's a joke. Daniel Gafford and Caleb Martin for Mikal Bridges. So you're telling me the New York Knicks are going to circle the block and trade 5 first-round picks for Daniel Gafford and Caleb Martin? This is a joke of a trade. How do you title the article? And I don't want to be mean, but how do you title the article 3 moves that can get New York over the top? And you're trading Mikal Bridges, a starting 2 guard that you gave up the control of 6 first-round picks for Daniel Gafford and Caleb Martin. And this isn't because Gafford and Martin aren't good players, but they're nowhere near the player that Mikal Bridges is, even if they were to be combined into one player. Gafford's a backup center. Caleb Martin is a backup wing. Mikal Bridges is a starting player in this league. He was one of the big reasons the Knicks beat the Boston Celtics in round 2. I don't think anyone would ever utter the words that the Knicks beat the Boston Celtics because of Caleb Martin and Daniel Gafford. Gafford wouldn't even start. And Caleb Martin, as you just saw, shot less than 40% from the field this year and less than 30% from downtown. Was Mikal Bridges perfect this year? No. Did Mikal Bridges live up to the expectations of 6 first-round picks? No. Is the fit of Mikal Bridges next to Jalen Brunson great? No. Do I think the Knicks could move on from Mikal Bridges this offseason? Yes. Should they move on from him? I don't know. But I damn sure know one thing. I'm not trading Mikal Bridges for Daniel Gafford and Caleb Martin. That's a joke. That's a joke. That would kill the Knicks' chances of winning a title. I think the Knicks need a 2-guard that is someone that does a lot of things Mikal Bridges does, which is great defense. But they also need someone that can handle the ball. They can create points for themselves consistently and create opportunities in a playmaking setting for others that allow Brunson to play off ball. Daniel Gafford does not do that. Caleb Martin damn sure does not do that. This isn't the 2023 finals run the Heat had where Caleb Martin went Michael Jordan. That was a mirage. That's not happening anymore. No, I'm not doing this trade, and I'm upset that I talked about it for this long. Before we bounce out of here, make sure you are hooked up with our Knicks Now t-shirts. Support the Knicks all year round, and support the Chat Sports brand as well. We're doing our best we can and best I can to give you guys free content every single day, and the shirts are pretty sweet, and we're going to sell them until we sell out. Chatsports.com/RealKnicks, Chatsports.com/RealKnicks. I just want to run through all of the trades here and get your guys' thoughts on which one you would do the deal of. Is it trade 1 where you get Giannis for Towns, Kolek, a first-round pick, and 2 first-round pick swaps? It's a lot, no doubt about it, but you're trading for maybe the second-best player in the NBA. If you want Giannis and you like this trade, type 1. If you think Kevin Durant and Rashad Holmes are the answers to the Knicks' problems while giving up a first-round pick swap, a first-round pick, Karl Anthony Towns, Miles McBride, and Josh Hart, type 2. Or if you think that Caleb Martin and Daniel Gafford are going to help the New York Knicks lift the Larry O.B., type 3. And you can also just comment that you're an absolute joke. This is a joke as well. Trade 3 by far is the worst trade, and I want to make trade 1 happen. You go get Giannis. Is it a lot? Yeah. Cost to be the boss. You got to pay to play. Trade 3 by far. Scripting error on my part. I'm not doing that. It's trade 1. It's April Fool's Day. Shout out to producer Reed for hooking that up for me. It's Giannis. I like KD. I'd be cool with getting KD, but not for that trade package. I can get Giannis, and I can pair him next to Jalen Brunson, and I still have OG Anunoby. I still have Mikal Bridges. I still have Mitchell Robinson. I still have Josh Hart. I still have Miles McBride. I'll go to war with that 7 any day of the week. Make sure you are following me on social media. For the Knicks to get Giannis, he has to force his way to the Knicks. There's other teams, and we've said this before, there's other teams that could put maybe better packages together. But Milwaukee owes Giannis. Milwaukee is looked at as Milwaukee because of Giannis. And we've seen in the past, stars will force trades, they'll come up with lists, and if the Knicks are number 1 on that list, Giannis is going to be a Knick, and we're all going to love it. Hit me up on social media. We'll see you later.